Shalom. All praises the Most High. All praises to His holy name. Well, just came back from my bike ride, but while I was riding, the thoughts came to my head. So I'm standing on good faith according to all law. And everything I said is true. So I'm not restricting or taking anything away from what's already been reported or proclaimed. But I am making an amendment. So when I went to the post office to file my claim for U.S. passport being an American, and also, as he said, my right to have a license to go in and out among the people, in and out of all jurisdictions without their bothering me or saying one thing to me, nor trying to make me abide by their laws. My son, who is my good faith agent, verified that I am who I am. And I already told them that I returned their birth certificate back to them, but they also returned to me, and all things is included on the good faith side, with all the dashes taken out of their social security number. And then secondary document there, they say may be submitted if the U.S. birth certificate was filed more than 1 year after your birth, or if no birth record exists. So they filed it in 2017 once I returned it to them for my claim on abatement back then. But one thing I didn't know then that I did now, this is part of the amendment. They said what they also request is a family Bible records. So I gave them an article of good faith, section 1 and 10. And I made amendments to that based on the scriptures, which is my right to do. That's part of the amendment. And yesterday, the Most High's word, all law, said that you must give me a license that I can come in and out among his people in your jurisdiction as his ambassador. And then I'm going to start out with a confession from the Roman Catholic Pope's private attorney once again. It said claims on abatement. But that covers more than autos. That covers all the wrongdoing that they're liable for, that they already admitted for crimes against me for over 150 years ago and over the people of Israel for over 150 years ago. But this also covers my private autos, misidentified as motor vehicles. So they asked me, the last thing they asked me before they said they don't understand, now they got it. Now I give them an amendment so they can understand of who exactly was responsible for the remedy. Therefore, you have the title, or you have the claim on this abatement that is owed to me. They asked me, they said, who was responsible for paying for this? I really didn't understand what they were really saying at the time, but I knew exactly who was responsible. My son is not responsible. Emmanuel is not responsible for paying for this. He's my good faith agent as my liaison between me and them when I don't deal with them myself. But for the correction, the Federal Reserve Board of Governors is responsible for the remedy, according to their acknowledgement. according to their confession on the record. I'm going to go on to say, I'm going to read what the Roman Catholic Pope admits on the record for the Roman for that Pope, for that owner of the corporation. And she said, what are owed is called a claim on abatement. Basically, they have been coercing you to register your private property. That includes houses, everything. It's my private property. Cars, even myself. They was trying to claim everything. And I object to it on the record. And I'm giving you a more clearer explanation through this, my claim on abatement amended. Let's go to the word amendment. Amendment is a noun. Nor is any of my children, do they, as far as they're my good faith agents, Emmanuel, Isaiah Pooler, Anthony Mattdrews Pooler Jr., nor Shaquama Tarquisha Pooler. And as far as my amendment, even my daughter, Tatiana Tarquisha Pooler, don't owe me nothing out of her private money other than when it comes to her personal stuff, but she can't claim anything that is my stuff either. None of them claim nothing that's mine. I had to willingly give it to them. Nor can I claim anything that's there. They had to willingly give it to me. But this claim of abatement is against the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, who owes me the remedy. So what you are owed is called a claim on abatement. So the amendment means early 13th century betterment, improvement, century 1300 of persons, correction, reformation, from Old French amendment, rectification, correction, advancement, improvement, from amender to amend, see amend, the sense expanded 17th century to include correction of error in a legal process. Central 1600, an alteration of a writ or bill to remove its faults. Amend. Early 13th century, amending to free from faults, rectify. Even the Roman Catholic Pope's private attorney said, I got the right to, as long as I know what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about, and what I'm saying is the truth. So it's amended. To free from faults, rectify, correct, set right, make better, improve. From Latin amendere, to correct, free from fault, from X out, mendum, fault, physical blemish, error, from pi, physical defect, fault, from also sacred, menda, physical blemish, stain, blemish, Welsh, main. This was Most High said without spot or without blemish, any such thing. Sign, mark, something harming. By its shortened offspring, mend. The meaning to add to legislation, ostensibly to correct or improve it. It's recorded from 1777, related amending. So I'm going to read what she says. What you're owed is called a claim on abatement. Basically, they have been coercing you to register your private property, car, truck, trailer, etc., which grants them an unearned ownership interest in your property. I object to that. And which also in this case requires you to mischaracterize your private conveyance as a motor vehicle in the process. Misidentifying your car or truck as a motor vehicle subjects it to the motor vehicle code. So really, she says, it's my private auto. by necessity. A private autos. And all of other property is my private property. Which she said, but basically they have been coercing you to register your private property, car, truck, trailer, etc., which grants them an unearned ownership of interest in your property, which also in this case requires you to mischaracterize your private conveyance as a motor vehicle in the process. Misidentifying your car or truck as a motor vehicle subjects it to the motor vehicle code. I object to that. And admits on the public record that you're using your private car to engage in commerce. I object to that. Commerce is business between two or more incorporated businesses. Are you an incorporated business? No. I object. Are you using your car to conduct business for a corporation? No, I'm going to use my private auto or autos and everything is mine private for my private business. I'm going to mind my business. She said, probably not. So far as you know, but unknown to you, they have also conferred a federal municipal citizenship on you. I object. They didn't do that to me. I corrected it. And I charged them on my claim of abatement to correct it also. They already did. And use that as an excuse to bring you under their coercive control as a person. I object to that. Presumed to be using a motor vehicle in interstate commerce. I object to that. All these rigged presumptions are detrimental to you and your property interests. I object to that. And forcing you to register your car with them, I object to that. And give them a free ownership interest in it. I object to that. And everything else is mine is private. I object to that. And forcing you to misidentify your car as a motor vehicle, I object to that. Which means it's involved in commerce, I object to that. And giving them coercive power to regulate your every move, I object to that. It's in fact illegal and unlawful. I approve that. So what did they do? I object to that. They provided a remedy to legalize their unlawful and illegal demands. I object to that. Who is making this demand? The Federal Reserve Board of Governors. So who owes you the remedy? The Federal Reserve Board of Governors. Case closed. It's settled. And unsurprisingly, that's who issued the remedy. She said the remedy, which is called Regulation Z, is provided by the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, nowadays known as J.P. Morgan Bank. As far as our research shows, Regulation Z first appears in the Federal Highway Safety Act of 1956. And the revenue raised by the illegally conscripting your cars and trucks was used to build the interstate highway system. This also goes out to the state of states, the city-state of Rome, the United States of America minor, and everybody else is involved as part of their corporation. But because nobody told you of this and nobody provided you with any instructions or go-to information about this remedy, you are unaware of it and could not access it to make a claim on abatement. That is, abatement of the crime against you, or in this case, me. remedy avoided, palmed off, obstructed, and misadministered to the benefit of the offending parties is a remedy not provided, which leaves this crime unabated. Well, now I've charged them with it, and it's not unabated. And I object to their claims of being unabated. They're liable by even their admission. All those parties responsible for the continued misadministration and obfuscation of the remedy remains criminally liable. On the record. That includes those engaged in the coercion of registering our cars, trucks as vehicles, those engaged in enforcing of driver's licenses upon us. Most High said, well, you got to license me, but as an American, to come in and out among you, his people. He said, driver implies commercial activity. I'm not driving, I'm traveling in and out. I'm even traveling when I do my private business. Because I don't work for them. And those engaged in enforcing these laws, they have to provide your exemption. I claim my exemption. And relief, and they are crooks subject to arrest themselves if they don't do it. Now, the state operators and the county of sheriffs may be disappointed by the sudden disappearance of so many revenue opportunities, but they should be taking this up with J.P. Morgan Bank and not me, not you. And they, as the inline service provider, should be made aware of the fact that their bosses owe this remedy to me and you if you are also an American. This circumstance reflects part of an overarching pattern of concealment of remedy and avoidance of providing remedy that has been pervasive for over 100 years. That's on the record. The compartmentalization that keeps one part of the government, but they're not a government, they're a corporation. 28 USC 3002, section 14 and 15. The inline service providers, such as the highway patrolmen and the state and county of courts, they're not ignorant of what the higher ups are doing. And what the higher ups are owe as a remedy to me, and if you are an American, to you, has been used to effectively deny you the remedy you're owed. They didn't deny me because that's on the record. And I object to that denial. Any denial. As long as the enforcers are kept ignorant, they're not ignorant, they know, of the actual law and contracts that apply, higher ups can use them to unknowingly commit crimes against you. They know. I object to them not knowing. And that is what the higher ups have done. They put lawyers of franchises and subcontractors of subcontractors between themselves and the public. They kept those franchises and subcontractors ignorant of the remedies owed to the people of this country, the Americans, the Israelites, on the record. I'm an American Israelite, on the record. From the house of Joseph and the tribe of Ephraim, on the record. To all those who have suborned in this gift collateral scheme, the Roman Catholic Pope private attorney said, I suggest that you make a formal claim on abatement. And I have. This is the amendment. To the State of State Secretary of State, or in some states, the Lieutenant Governor. They've been informed right now on the record for the amendment. You may also present it to any prosecutor, defense attorney, county clerk, or judge. I gave it to a clerk yesterday. When I gave it, they asked me who was responsible for the payment. This is the amendment to let them know. The Lieutenant Governor. You may also present it to any prosecutor, defense attorney, county clerk, or judge involved in any action against your interest. This is the amendment to all these people on the record. Share this information widely, make enough people aware of what has gone on here so that they no longer have the option of portraying you as some kind of nutcase while enforcing crimes against you and me on the record. Remember, they, in this case, the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, have to provide this remedy for all this, or they are criminals, and not me, and not you if you're an American. Feel free to provide this information to all and any member of the state of state or county of courts and legislatures and administrations. Thank you for your public duty. Negus Joseph, by the given good name Anthony Mattdrews Pooler Sr., the United States of America, unincorporated. So what was the commandment from Allah? Therefore, my brothers and sisters, call upon the Federal Reserve Board of Governors and all of the corporation heads, including that Roman Catholic Pope who owns it, the city-state, etc., that don't have power over me, but has the things that I request in their possession presently, and demand of them in righteousness that they provide you the necessities that you require to sustain your lives, and I'm in my life. And all food and raiment and houses shall become free to me. And if you're an American and you've entered the straight gate according to his law, statutes, and commandments, and you observe all law, you too. Let's get to the term demand. Demand is a noun, late 13th century, demand, a question. Old French demand, from demander, to request, to demand, meaning a claim and asking for by virtue of a right or supposed right of the thing sought. Also that which is demanded or required, exaction as a tribute or concession. In the political economy sense of desire to purchase and possess, coupled with the means to do so, is attested from 1776 in the Adam Smith, meaning state of being sought after, especially by consumers. I'm not a consumer. I object to that. in demand, much sought after, is attested by 1825. On demand, on being requested, is from 1690s. But before all time, all law said, in the demand, as an answer to the demand, and as an answer to the request and the requirement. Psalm 119, 89 through 96. Forever, O all law, your word is settled in heaven. Your faithfulness is unto all the generations of Israel. You have established the earth and abide in it, and it abideth. They continue this day according to your ordinances, for all are your servants. Unless your law has been my delight, I should have perished in my affliction. Malachi 3, 6 through 10. For I am all law. I change not. Therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed, even from the days of your fathers. I will never forget your precepts, for with them you have quickened me. Yours, save me, for I sought your precepts. The wicked have waited for me to destroy me, but I will consider your testimonies. I have seen an end of all perfection, but your commandment is exceedingly broad. Hebrews 6:13. For when all law made a promise to Abraham, because he could swear by no greater, he swore by himself. Therefore, this word of all law, and then the Roman Catholic Post prior to attorney by acknowledgement and by confession, said they must give me the remedy. They have a choice. This case is closed in favor of me, in my favor. All praises to all law in the name of Yahweh. Thank you, all law.